At number 39, it's another singer who's waited even longer to make the countdown. She first hit back in 1977 with a remake of Del Shannon's Away, but it only went to number 57. 14 years later, she's finally done it, and you've probably heard something about her because she's been around a long time. Plus, she won a Grammy last year for the Album of the Year, Nick of Time. Debuting on AT40 with a song from her latest album, Luck of the Draw, here's Bonnie Raitt. We're on a non-stop hit hike to the peak of pop, number 1. For years, the lady at number 14 had a reputation as a hard-drinking, party-hardy, good-time blues mama. She was drinking back in her teens, back when she first met blues legends. She told Rolling Stone magazine, "Those blues guys have been professional drinkers for years, and I wanted to prove that I could hold my liquor with them. By the 70s, I was part of the tequila circuit in L.A. We were proud to drink tequila and stay up all night. That was Bonnie Raitt's rock and roll lifestyle. But by the early 80s, it was all heading downhill. Bonnie had always sold albums to a loyal cult audience, but her last few hadn't exactly done real well. And then in 1983, her label dropped her. That, along with Bonnie's bad breakup with a boyfriend, caused her to hit bottom. She says, "I didn't care, because I must have felt I deserved how unhappy I was. Most people get busted or have a drunk accident, go broke, or make fools of themselves. I didn't do any of that. I just got fat. I was so bad that some guy asked me when the baby was due." And it was then, in 1986, that Bonnie started to turn her life around. She started psychotherapy, she joined Alcoholics Anonymous, and she began exercising with a bike. Bonnie's proud to say that she's been sober since early 1987. Last year, her Nick of Time album won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, plus she's in love. Earlier this year, at the age of 41, she got married for the first time, and now she has her first top 40 hit.
Casey's Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem. We're counting down the most popular songs on this week's Pop Singles chart. Easing down 8 notches is singer Bonnie Raitt. During the past couple of years, Bonnie's won multiple Grammys. Her last 2 CDs have each gone platinum. And as Bonnie herself said a couple of years ago, quote, "Anybody who can tour nonstop and sell out shows can't be too bad. But I won't kid you, it'd be real nice to have a hit single." Well, recently, Bonnie got her wish. Her first top 40, the top 10 smash, Something to Talk About. And this week, the follow-up is survey song number 25. Bonnie Raitt and I Can't Make You Love Me.
Casey's Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem. These are the nation's biggest hits by the world's hottest stars. Well, now we're up to the current hit for Bonnie Raitt, a Grammy Award-winning singer who says the highlight of her life was doing a concert with her biggest idol, her famous dad. He's Broadway musical star John Raitt, the man who starred in such classics as Carousel and Pajama Game. His style is very different from his daughter's, but recently the two did a concert together for the very first time. It happened at Boston's historic Symphony Hall when Bonnie and John performed with the famed Boston Pops. And even though Bonnie's blues and Dad's ballads are worlds apart, the two performers found they had a lot in common. They both sing about the ups and downs of life. John Raitt says, quote, "She tells stories with her blues, I tell stories with my songs." And at the concert, they told one emotional story after another. Bonnie joined her dad on Broadway duets like They Say It's Wonderful from the musical about woman gunslinger Annie Oakley, Annie Get Your Gun. And Dad returned the favor on a moving version of her blues song about heartache and longing, I'm Blown Away. When the show was over, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Not even the two stars could look at each other without bursting into tears. And it was all captured on TV, the concert Bonnie calls the highlight of her life. A special to air on public television later this summer. Now, here's Bonnie Raitt singing on her own. As always, telling a story. This time, it's about finding true love when you least expect it.
American Top 40.
The lyrics for the title song of Bonnie Raitt's current album came from a guy who usually doesn't write songs. The words for Bonnie's Longing in Their Hearts came from her husband, actor Michael O'Keefe. Bonnie says I get first crack at all of his poetry, but I think he thought it was going to be a ballad, and it turned out differently. You'll find that song on Bonnie's new album, along with this one.
Number 37.
Falling 3 notches, here's Bonnie Raitt, a blues guitarist whose handprints can now be found on the Hollywood Rock Walk of Fame, right next to those of one of her idols, bluesman John Lee Hooker. This is Bonnie with You Got It. That's Bonnie Raitt and a remake of You Got It. This week, the song slides 3 notches to number 37 as the countdown rolls on.
Counting them down with Casey.